Hey everyone, it's John Taylor. How you doing today? I'm on my news desk and trading desk, prop trading desk. Today's Thursday, January 15th, 2026. Do me a favor, give me a like and a share and subscribe to my channel. I want to welcome all of my new viewers and subscribers. A lot of news. I go over geopolitics and then socioeconomics, and then at the end, if you stay with me to the end, I give you free alpha, which is my non-financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, just informational purposes only. So let's look at the news here. It's being reported on bar chart. Stock market's open here about a half hour. So NVDA is pumping, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors active, the AI trade is back on, Amazon is active, Apple Computer, JP Morgan's up 1.5%, Micron Technologies is up 3%. Stocks climb before the open as TSMC reignites AI optimism. U.S. economic data and earnings in focus. So I'm running a trading program here. I don't use a technical analysis, but it just puts in the pivot points for me. And then it allows me to purchase Bitcoin on the dippy dip. So you'll hear that in the background. Wall Street steadies as big tech bounces back and oil prices ease. What's going on with Iran and China and Russia and the Ukraine? Wikipedia Inc.'s AI deal. Just 198,000 Americans filed for jobless claims last week. Fewer expected as layoffs remain low. Everyone I know is being affected. I've seen this with the automation, with the artificial intelligence. It says Trump spats with Exxon CEO over Venezuela. DTE Energy's quarterly earnings preview, what we need to know. Iron Mountain earnings release is on deck. Motorola, Airbnb. So go over the major market index here real quick. I just read the news to myself on my trading desk, just having my first cup of coffee in the morning. S&P up 34 points on the minis. NASDAQ minis up 247. Dow futures up 154. The VIX at 18.22. The Dixie stronger at 99.24. The 10-year 112-105. Crude oil, the dips at $59, off about $3. Nat gas off again. I'm looking at nat gas as potentially being oversold. So more on that later. Gold futures are off $20. Silver settles. What do we got here? All right. Bitcoin's tanking there. So silver pumped to a new all-time high. Anytime the market goes parabolic like this, and then it shakes like this, and then it continues going back up again. So we got to have that shakeout. Silver at 90.15 off $1.23. Soybeans active today. I'm not a CTA, I'm not a commodity trading advisor. Got to say that. NVDA over the stock market leaders. Look at us. NVIDIA, Taiwan Semiconductors, pumping, Amazon, Apple Computer, JP Morgan. Word is that JP Morgan short silver bullion, and they can't cover it. Micron Technology, active, Tesla's active, Advanced Micro Devices is pumping, Google's doing great, and then CoreWeave up 8%. So this is what's being reported.
Attention. Possible price reversal.
All right, we got a possible price reversal on Bitcoin. All right. So SanDisk is the chart of the day. SanDisk is trading at new all-time highs. Shares up more than 745% over the past 6 months. So that's what we have on bar chart. Now let's look at, all right, get on the bid for Bitcoin. We might have a pivot point. All right, we got limit GTC orders out. All right, I'm on my trading desk here live. So let's see here on Yahoo Finance. So I go over my trading plan every day. I read the geopolitical news, the oil market, Iran. Let's see what's being Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, profits soar amid deal-making boom. One of my teachers that I had in my youth when I was at uni was a senior executive at Goldman Sachs. He was in the precious metals and coffee industry. And so he mentored me. It was only for about 2 or 3 days, but I won't mention any names, but he taught me well about the commodity market. So special thanks to Goldman Sachs. I always use their research too. Both firms, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, firms capped off one of the strongest years for the investment banking business since the 2020 lockdowns. Stock symbol GS for Goldman Sachs. NASDAQ leads stock higher as TSM lifts AI hopes. Salesforce stock is plummeting so far this year. CRM, what's going on with Salesforce? Chip stocks, TSMC. Congress remains stuck on Obamacare credits. Affordable health care has done the exact opposite, made health care unavailable to people. Oil tumbles as Trump signals U.S. response to Iran is on hold. So there's negotiations going on, I guess, with Iran. Earnings, BlackRock caps year with record 14 trillion in assets. Man, Delta premium cabin success is a metaphor. I just read the headlines on Yahoo Finance every day, and then I formulate later on a trading plan and to see how to position myself in the capital markets. This way I stay dialed in. I've been trading and speculating since 1987. So I'm an old timer, but I've not ever used margin or a stop order. I've never been stopped out. I don't protect my trading capital. So I want this maximum amount of risk at all times. NVDA, DraftKings, Spotify raises its subscription price. Man, venture capital spray and pray playbook lowers AI barriers. Tiger Global, a lot of news here. Mr. Beast nabs 200 million investment from Tom Lee. So a lot of news on crypto and the cryptocurrency. Earnings beat on Taiwan Semiconductor. And CapEx, man, capital expenditure is increasing with all the data centers. Running about 7 minutes here. So, top gainers, my goodness, the cryptocurrency stocks are pumping, trending. Taiwan Semiconductors, Goldman Sachs, ASML, BlackRock, and Springview Holdings is up 266%. I might put a short on Springview Holdings, SPHL. I don't even know the company, but whenever it's up that much, parabolic, I look at possibly shorting. So that's what we have on Yahoo Finance. Now stay with me to the end, it's worth it. All right, Bitcoin's trading off here, dipped about 2,000 points. I didn't get a price fill on the dippy dip, so we'll wait and see. You can hear my trading algo. I have a custom designed AI trading algo that gives me the updates dynamically, and then it shows me where the pivot points are at. And so whenever I had to wait, the patience to wait for a market to come to me, I always made money in my operations. So that's the quote from Livermore, but I do exactly opposite of the Livermore trade. So let's look at this. Let's see what markets are doing now. Kind of look at my trading plan for today. I'm just waking up too, old timer here, It's cold where I'm at, 42 degrees out here in northern Florida. So, man, the stock markets are active. Stay with me. S&P 500's up about 0.5%. So I'm at a dollar cost average again. Bitcoin today, I'll wait. I have my limit GTC orders at the pivot points on the price retracements. I'll dollar cost average SPY, BKCH, the blockchain ETF, Block, BLOK, and then Ethereum ETH, ETF. So let's look at, that's my trading plan for today. But let's see what we have, all right, on Bitcoin. So I bought the dip on Bitcoin at 96,536, and I got limit GTC orders out there for today on the 15th at 95,209, 92,828, let the market come to me, and then at 91,501. So let's we might be able to get price fills at these price dips as others are being forced liquidated on the margin. So we shall see. Now, that's on crypto. Let's look at cryptos here. Ethereum is active, it's trading at 33.48. Got a nice position in ETH, Bitcoin, Solana. I own XRP. I own Zcash is looking good. I bought it on the dip. The Doge, the doggy coin, I own it. I own Stinky Link, Pepe. I own some Pepe. So these, so this is what we have there. We're getting possible trend reversal here on the Bitcoin. So that's what I have there. So let's see. All right, we got the news there. Let's look at CNN here real quick. We'll look on the left. Every day, this is my daily routine. I record it, and then it takes about a half hour every day. Trump threatens to deploy troops to Minnesota as tensions flare over ICE. So, man, social unrest here in the U.S. We're going to have martial law. So it says Trump's crazy world of milk bottles and sled dogs. And then with Iran and everything, it's just outrageous. So normal life resumes in Tehran, but residents brace for possible U.S. action. So, man, and then people in Minnesota with ICE and INS, immigration status and everything, it's just, oh man. So I'm looking at the news on the left. Americans don't want Trump to take over Greenland. So there's a lot of pushback. Greenland is part of the EU, and that would upset, the NATO possibly. So, and then news on CNN crew with flashbangs and tear gas amid ICE protests and everything. Boy, things are heating up here in the U.S. So now is a good time. I've been doing prepping. I'm a prepper. So I've been storing up water and food, and shelter, getting my shelter in order, and having proper clothing and all that, and then transportation needs and everything. Let's see, let's look at Fox News here real quick. Fox News now stay with me here, this is important. Trump issues warning to professional agitators and insurrectionists in Minnesota. So they could go in and send national security troops into Minnesota to calm the insurrection type of thing. So this is what we have. Famed athletes from SCOTUS, Republican, former Notre Dame coach, Trump, and a lot of this news is so, it's not PC, you almost can't even report on it. So American families continue to see soaring beef prices. It's because beef has a strong weighted alpha as compared to like orange juice or oats. So unreal. Got news on John Mellencamp, and just this unreal. Moms unleash fury. Brawl descends. Man, that basketball, basketball brawls are breaking out. Boy, people aren't kidding. Graphic testimony and letters and the news, it's tough. I'm not a professional newscaster. I'm running about 14 minutes, but looks like Bitcoin pivoted off of 95,750. So we shall see if we get a price fill there. So that's the news on the left. Let's look at Wolf Street. I look at Wolf Street for alternative media, alternative news. So sales of existing homes in 2025 drop. So existing homes, there's a total revolt in buyers of houses here in the U.S. Sellers yank listings off the market, waiting for springtime. Bad joke housing CPIs and absurd health insurance CPI. Repress your year-over-year CPI inflation. Household money market funds and large CDs. So this is what's being reported on Wall Street. They do good work there. Man, Bitcoin's tanking. So this is what we have, you know. So let's look at being the news here on. I don't edit my videos either, too. So let's see what the weighted alpha looks like on the different commodities. Make sure you read the risk disclosure. I'm not a commodity trading advisor. It's informational purposes only. That goes for all my videos. So I put that disclaimer out there. Performance leaders. So today's futures pumping. You know, lithium, soybean, oils, and oats. But I always look at the long-term trend over the last 12 TTM or the last 12 months. So silver is backed off a little bit, positive 169, spot 31 on its weighted alpha. Silver, platinum, palladium, lithium, dry whey, gold, and copper, and feeder cattle are, you know, have a great positive weighted alpha. Then looking at the bottom of the list, and it's very rare that these things kind of move around, but so again, orange juice is oversold, negative 53 alpha, butter cash settled, cocoa, nat gas, rough rice, oats, cheese, cash settled, and then Bitcoin micro. So I'm selling I got thousands of these. These are American Eagles. These things are incredible. So I have these stored up. I like SD Bullion. Again, I had mentioned that. They do great work, wonderful storage facilities. So I'm selling my silver bullion into the pump, not all of it. And then I look at the bottom of the list on the negative weighted alpha, you know, and what's the most oversold technically commodity? Bitcoin micro. So I'm a buyer of Bitcoin and a seller of silver bullion into the pump. And even Ethereum, ETH micro is at negative 11.85. So I like Bitcoin over Ethereum because it has a greater negative weighted alpha. So you can check, I don't run commercials on my channel, but you can check out the link below. I put a penned an ebook recently. It's titled The Synthetic Bitcoin Mining Rig. So I run a synthetic mining rig that I invented about 6 or 7 years ago. And so it purchases BKCH, the blockchain ETF, plus Bitcoin, and instead of purchasing the hardware. So I can mine Bitcoin anywhere on the planet dynamically without having to invest in infrastructure. I outsource it to others. So that's what I have. So exciting news. Iran, Russia, China, Venezuela, Maduro. You know, we got, I guess, a trial coming up for Maduro in Venezuela, and then Greenland. You know, what's, you know, a lot of news there. So that's what I have today, everyone. I say this every day. You know, I hedge everything. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. Got my new, look at this. Look at this Bentley. You want to invest only in yourself. You know, so I'm so thankful for what I have, the ability to survive economically in unprecedented times. So that's what I have, everyone. Running about 18 minutes. It's John Taylor on his news desk and prop trading desk. You people have a wonderful, great day. Let's see if we get a dippy dip in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the cryptos. And with that, have a great, wonderful day here on the 15th. And it's just amazing, awesome day. Thanks, everyone.